Welcome to Environment Series. I'm back with Learning 6. In this Learning 6, we will be understanding the protected areas in northern states of India. Without further delay, let's hop into the video. We will start a video with Jammu and Kashmir. National parks in Jammu and Kashmir. We have City Forest Salim Ali, which is a famous national park in Jammu and Kashmir, which has Himalayan black bear, leopard, Himalayan serow as the prominent species found here, and Dachi Gum is another national park through which Dagwan River passes through. And then Kazina National Park, which is on the northern bank of Jhelum River. Then Kishtawar High Altitude National Park, through which Ranai, Kibarnala, Meghna. These three rivers pass through this national park. Wildlife sanctuaries. We have Tajwas, Baltal, through which Sindh River passes through, and then Gulmarg, through which Indus River passes through, and then Overa Aru, Lidar River, which is a tributary of Jhelum, passes through. Lidar River. And then we have Rajpariyan, in which Himalayan black bear, Hangul and musk deer are the prominent species. And then we have Okir Sar, through which Jhelum River passed through. You can see the map of the national parks. We have Overa Aru here, then Hem is high altitude, Kishtawar. Here we have Dachi Gum. And yeah, you can see here Gamgul, Shah Bahi. And these are the famous national parks in Jammu and Kashmir. Conservation sites, we have like Bahu, Konmo, Sud Mahadev and a couple of other conservation sites. Coming to Ramsar Wetlands, we have Bular Lake, Hokera Wetland and Surinsar Mansar Lakes, which are the famous Ramsar Wetlands in Jammu and Kashmir. Next state we have Himachal Pradesh. Yeah, so the national parks in Himachal Pradesh, we have the Great Himalayan National Park, through which actually in this national park itself, 4 major rivers originate. They are Jivanal, Sinj and Tirthan rivers and northwesterly flowing Parvati River. These rivers are the major originating rivers in the Great Himalayan National Park. Then we have Indarkila, through which Indravati River passes through. Then Kir Ganga National Park, through which Parvati, which is a Parvati River catchment area. And then we have Pin Valley National Park, through which Pin River passes through. And this national park gets its name from the river itself, Pin River. Then yeah, you can see the map of national parks. You can see Indarkila here, then the Great Himalayas National Park, through which 4 major rivers pass through. Then we have Kir Ganga National Park here, and then Pin Valley National Park, which gets its name from the river which passed through, the Pin River. Yeah, you can see here the Great Himalayan National Park. Yeah, we have many wildlife sanctuaries in Himachal Pradesh, like Tanda, Bandli Sanctuary, in which snow leopard is famous, and then Kalatop, through which river Ravi passes through. These are the wildlife sanctuaries in Himachal Pradesh. Yeah, you can see the national parks here in Himachal Pradesh. You can see yeah, Kokhan here, Sechutun here, and then Pin Valley, yeah, couple of, yeah, Great Himalayan. So these are the national parks and sanctuaries in Himachal Pradesh. Great Himalayan is one of the most important national park in Himachal. Coming to conservation sites, we have Shili Conservation Reserve, Shri Naina Devi Conservation Reserve, and then we have only one biosphere reserve, that is called as Cold Desert, which is an important place to be remembered. And Ramsar Wetlands, we have Pong Dam Lake, Renuka Wetland. We have seen Renuka here. Yeah, here. So Renuka wetland and then Chandartal wetland. Next we have Punjab. So these are the wildlife sanctuaries in Punjab, like Abohar, Harike Lake, which is an important place in Punjab, which has been recently named as Ramsar Wetland, and then Nangal Wildlife Sanctuary, Bir Moti Bagh, Dosanja Wildlife Sanctuary. Yeah, you can see here Asinapur, yeah, Moti Bagh, Abohar. So these are the sanctuaries in Punjab. Coming to conservation reserves, we have Bees River Conservation Reserve, then Ranjit Sagar Dam, Ropar Wetland. Yeah, so community reserve, we have only one community reserve, Siswan Community Reserve, then Bees Conservation Reserve, Harike Lake. As I already mentioned, it is one of the most important lake which has been recently named as a Ramsar wetland. Then Kanjili Lake, then Ropar Lake, and the other Ramsar wetlands. Next we have Uttarakhand. So if you have seen, we don't have a national park uh, in Punjab. We have many wildlife sanctuaries, but we don't have a national park. Yeah, we have next we have Uttarakhand. So the national parks in Punjab, we have Jim Corbett National Park, which is the oldest national park in India, and then we have Gangotri, through which Bhagirathi River passes through, and then we have Govind, Nanda Devi, Valley of Flowers, through which Alakananda River passes through, and then we have Rajaji. Yeah, Uttarakhand, you can see the national parks. Yeah, you can see Rajaji National Park here. Then Jim Corbett National Park here. Nanda Devi, Ascot Saints. Oh yeah, Valley of Flowers here. Another national park. Kedarnath Sanctuary. Yeah, Gangotri National Park, through which Bhagirathi River passes through. Then we have Govind National Park. So, you can see the river passing. And here Bhagirathi passing through Gangotri National Park. And we have Yamuna River passing through Govind National Park and flowing into Rajaji National Park. Wildlife sanctuaries, we have Ascot Musk Deer, Binsar, Kedarnath, Mussoorie, Rajaji, Valley of Flowers, and other wildlife sanctuaries. Conservation reserve, we have one conservation reserve, Naina Devi Himalayan Bird Conservation Reserve, Tiger Reserve Rajaji, Ramsar Wetland, Asan Conservation Reserve. This is a very important conservation reserve or a wetland in Uttarakhand, Asan Conservation Reserve. Next, Elephant Reserve, we have only one elephant reserve, a Shivalik Elephant Reserve. Then Natural World Heritage, we have Nanda Devi and the Valley of Flowers National Park. Next we have Haryana. National parks in Haryana, Kalesar, which is in the foothills of Shivalik ranges, and Yamuna River passes through this national park. And then Sultanpur, again Yamuna River passes through. So in Uttarakhand we have two national parks. One is Kalesar and Sultanpur, through which Yamuna River passes through. Then conservation reserves, we have Bir Baraban, Saraswati Plantation. Community reserves, we have 5 community reserves. Yeah, so this is the map of Uttarakhand. You can see Sultanpur here, the national park in Haryana. And then Sukna here. Yeah, wildlife sanctuaries, we have Bindavas Lake, which is a wildlife sanctuary through which Sahibi River passes through. And then we have Kalesar, in which Sal, Simal, Amaltas and Bahera trees are the most prominent species found. Then these are the famous trees. And then Kaparvas, we have again Sahibi River passing through. Ramsar Wetlands, we have Bindavas Wildlife Sanctuary and then Sultanpur National Park. Next, we have the largest state in India, Rajasthan. Wildlife sanctuaries, we have 8 wildlife sanctuaries in Rajasthan: Band Barada, Kaila Devi, Kesar Bagh, Mount Abu, which is a very prominent pilgrimage place. Then Sariska National Chambal. Yeah, you can see here the national park, Ranthambore National Park, Sevati Chambal, Kela Devi Sanctuary. Yeah, national parks, we have desert, and then Kiladio Ghana, which has which is at the confluence of Gabir and Banaganga rivers. Then Sariska and then Ranthambore. Yeah, you can see here Ranthambore and then Bharatpur, then yeah, Kiladio, which is at the confluence of 2 rivers. Then we have Sariska here and Mount Abu and other wildlife sanctuaries in Rajasthan. Conservation reserves, we have many conservation reserves like Mansa Mata, K3 Bansyal, Guda Misnoya, and then Bir Junjuna. Tiger reserves, we have 4 tiger reserves in Rajasthan. As we all know, Ranthambore is one of the famous tiger reserves in India. And then we have Sariska, then Mukhandra Hills, which are the famous tiger reserves in Rajasthan. RAMSAR Wetlands, we have Kiladio Ghana, which is at the confluence of 2 rivers, in Sambar Lake. And then cultural world heritage, we have Hills of Rajasthan, Hill Forts of Rajasthan, the Jantar Mantar at Jaipur, and then Jaipur city are the cultural world heritage sites. Uttar Pradesh, wildlife sanctuaries, we have Bakira Wildlife Sanctuary, Chandraprabha, Astinapur, Turtle Wildlife Sanctuary, and Vijay Sagar. You can see here Chandraprabha Wildlife Sanctuary. Yeah, you can see this is the National Park of Uttar Pradesh. You can see National Chambal, Katirna Lagat, Ranipur, Chandraprabha, Kalmur, Kishanpur, Dudhwa, which is a national park. Biodiversity heritage sites, we have Gharial Rehabilitation Center, and then cultural world heritage, we have Fatehpur Sikri, Taj Mahal, and Agra Fort. National parks, we have only one national park, that is Dudhwa, through which Suheli, Gagara, and Mohana. These 3 are the rivers which pass through the only national park in UP. So you can see here, yeah, Dudhwa. So this is the only which is on the extreme north of UP, which is bordering Nepal. So this is the only national park through which 3 rivers passes through, that is Suheli, Gagara, and Mohana. So these are the wildlife sanctuaries in Uttar Pradesh. Next we have Central India, that is Madhya Pradesh. So these are the national parks in Madhya Pradesh, like Panar National Park, through which Pen River passes through, and then Pench National Park, through which Pench River passes through. And then we have Van Vihar, Satpura, and the other national parks. Yeah, you can see here Madhav National Park, Panna National Park, through which Pen River passes through. Then Fossil National Park here. Then Satpura National Park. Then Sanjay National Park. These are the famous national parks in Madhya Pradesh. Then wildlife sanctuaries, we have many wildlife sanctuaries in Madhya Pradesh, like Sailana, Bori, Gandhi Sagar, Karera, Singori, and other wildlife sanctuaries. Yeah, you can see the map of Madhya Pradesh. You can see Panna National Park, Sanjay National Park, then Madhwaghar National Park, then Kanha Tiger Reserve here, Pench National Park to the extreme south of Madhya Pradesh, then Megha Tiger Reserve, then Toranmal Wildlife Sanctuary. Yeah, you can see here Palpur Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the famous national parks and sanctuaries in Madhya Pradesh. Yeah, coming to tiger reserves, we have Kanha, Pench, Bandhwarg, Sanjay Dubri, Satpura and Panna. We have seen here Kanha, yeah, Kanha Tiger Reserve here, which is on the south of Madhya Pradesh. Yeah, biosphere reserve, we have one biosphere reserve, that is Panchmarhi. Then Ramsar Wetlands, we have Boj Wetlands. Cultural World Heritage, we have rock shelters, Buddhist monuments at Sanchi, which is again a very famous and important place in Buddhism. And then we have Khajuraho group of monuments, which are the cultural world heritage sites. Then biodiversity heritage sites, we have Naro Hills, Patalkot. Next we have Chhattisgarh. Yeah, so these are the wildlife sanctuaries in Chhattisgarh, like Semwar South, Sitanadi Wildlife Sanctuary, Udanti Wildlife Sanctuary, Buramdev Wildlife Sanctuary, and couple of other wildlife sanctuaries. National parks, we have Guru Ghasidas National Park, and then Indravati, through which Indravati passed through, and then Kangar Valley. Yeah, you have map here, so you can see Sanjay, Guru Ghasidas or Sanjay National Park, and then you can see Gomarda, and yeah, you can see here Indravati, and then Kangar Ghati here. So Kangar Ghati, Indravati, and Sanjay. These are the three famous national parks in Chhattisgarh: Kangar, Indravati, and Sanjay. Sanjay is an extreme north of Jharkhand, and then Indravati and Kangar Ghat are in the south of Jharkhand. Then coming to tiger reserves, we have Udanti, Achanakumar, Indravati. Elephant reserve, we have Lemru Elephant Reserve. In a previous video, we have seen the importance of this elephant reserve, whose area the government of Chhattisgarh have decreased for the purpose of coal mines, which is an important case study. And then we have Badalkhol Tamor Pingla Elephant Reserve. Biosphere Reserve, we have one, that is Achana Khamar Amarkantak. These are the two famous elephant reserves and one biosphere reserve in Chhattisgarh. Thank you so much. I hope the video was helpful in understanding the protected areas in northern India. Soon I'll be back with another video in which we will be discussing the protected areas in the Union territories of India. Thank you so much.